Okay guys, eto na. Tuwang-tuwa si El Professor. Mukhang nangyari na itong pinag-usapan natin over the past 2 years na it's inevitable na talagang this Duterte Marcos divorce will happen. Now, the divorce is official with Sara Duterte leaving the cabinet of Marcos Jr. administration, but the question is this just the beginning of a more aggressive bloody chapter na potential civil war, or let's see what's gonna happen there. Mark and El Professor, I want to ask you guys, are you surprised by Sara Duterte's resignation, not resignation, but the resignation speech that she gave? Because sa totoo lang, ang daming ano daw, puro mga reaction, ano daw? Parang it's so vague and in the air. And it's, may mga nagsabi, paano naging DepEd Secretary? I don't wanna go down that. Mamaya pa natin pag-usapan si Teacher Rubilin ba pwede mag-replace, or narinig ko nga, bati Clarita Carlos daw, baka pwede mag-replace. But anyway, going back to this, hindi pa parang weird, Mark, Ronald, napansin, parang ang bait niya mag-resign. Parang naalala ko si Lenin nung nag-resign siya, na parang inapi ka nga, di ka pa rin lumaban. Yung parang,
Effective immediately.
di ba yung malumanay si Lenin nung nag-resign siya, at sabi ko, hindi dapat, sana lumaban ka, talagang kinawawa ko, ganyan, ganyan. And then Sarah also the same. Parang what? Sarah was like Lenny. Like, parang biktima, parang halos santo siya, di ba? Parang yung ganun yung pinoproject niya. At ang in-imply niya, medyo malabo yung sinasabi niya, pero I think ang in-imply niya is dahil sa politika, sagabal na ito dun sa kanyang kakayahan para ma-fulfill yung kanyang duty as a deputy secretary. So ito yung kanyang sakripisyo in the interest of the nation. Ang sabi niya, for the benefits of next secretary. Ikaw, Mark, first of all, I want to talk to you. Were you surprised about how Sarah resigned but without much fireworks? Parang bait niya. Medyo Lenny ang dating almost, di ba? What's going on?
Nagulat ako yung meron pang 30 days na ano na umaga 30 days na grace period pa para mag-turn o umaga hahabol pa may pahabol pa na 30 days doon sa kanyang pwesto, 'di ba? Kaysa yung usually pag nag-resign effective immediately, I am tendering my resignation. So ewan ko, she's still trying to not rock the boat too much, parang ganun pa rin ba? Kumaga wala pa rin siyang banat kay BBM directly, parang wala pa rin. Ewan ko, ganun pa rin yung kanya strategy Her strategy for the last 2 years na parang vague, na general terms, na wala masyadong ano. So, hindi ko din, doon ako nagulat actually, yung may 30 days pa na ano, na napalugit pa, hindi na lang yung nag-resign kaagad. So, hindi ko alam kung what she's planning, kung meron ba siyang ano, pero yun nga, yung calls from the Duterte side is to lead yung kanilang panig, the opposition, di ba? Naging issue pa yan, sino yung totoong opposition. So yun yung kanilang panawagan dito kay Sara. So actually, hindi ko alam kung ano yung next move nito. Pero definitely, siguro in the next few months, may papitik-patik na yan na mga criticism sa mga problema sa administrasyon. So meron na sigurong kung before puro parinig lang, ngayon baka mas medyo diretsahang mga patama na.
Sir Ronald, thanks for that, Mark. Sir Ronald, is there enough time? I mean, 6 months na elections. Don't you think mag-accelerate na itong atake na to? I mean, I'm expecting Digong to come up with another fiery speech very soon attacking BBM. Now na wala na yung anak niya sa kabinete.
Sabi nga ni Harry Roque, the lines have been drawn. Hello? The lines, too many lines have been drawn this past 2 years. No? Nasaan ka ba nito nakaraang 2 taon? No? Kaya medyo natawa lang.
Lines,
Kaya
Ronald.
natawa ako na sinabi niya, the lines have been drawn. No? Ang dami ng lines na sinulat no? Ito talaga si ex-human rights lawyer, no? Doon tingin ko mas malaking bahagi ay baka hindi pa nila nako-consolidate kung ano talaga yung kanilang strategy. Hindi pa nila nako-consolidate ano ba talaga yung political narrative going into the midterm and even beyond sa 2028. Tingin ko baka uh, nasa drawing board pa sila no? Kaya hindi ko masyadong binibigyan ng kahulugan. Ibig sabihin, hindi ko nilalagyan ng masyadong strategy yung kanyang speech. At the same time, ay wag nating kalimutan na kasama yung pangalan niya sa isinabmit ni Las Cañas sa ICC. no? Huwag natin kalimutan na unsustainable na, untenable na yung kanyang pananatili sa official family ni BBM. At nung nagsalita siya noong June 12 na the unit team was already dead immediately after the election, hindi na niya mababawi yon. Diba? Sabi niya noong June 12, wala nang unit team after the election. So, ano yung pinagsasabing unit team this past 2 years? No?
Rubicon talaga.
Oo, so inamin na niya. So talagang hindi na pwedeng bawiin yon. Pero at the same time, alam niya that they are negotiating, they are struggling from a position of weakness. Naubos na yung PDP laban. Either naglipatan na or nasuspend, katulad ni Mayor Rama, katulad ni Governor Hubahib, etc. Tapos, meron pang cracks within. Halimbawa, between Baste and Bongo. Baka mas malalim yan eh. Hindi lang yan sa ulian ng kandila. Sabi nga ni Baste, kumpare ko pa naman yan si Bongo. Halos sinabi niya, isosoli ko na yung kandila eh. No, dun sa kanyang speech. So, tingin ko nasa process pa rin sila dito sa kanilang kaguluhan, dito sa kanilang weakness, to craft a strategy and a narrative na aangkop sa kanilang sitwasyon at this point going into the midterm. No? At nag-iingat din sila na masobrahan yung banat dahil napaka-powerful ng presidente during the midterm, lalong-lalo na with the Damocles sword of the ICC just around the corner. No? So,
other investigations, gentleman's agreement, potential funds, ang dami.
Yes. So it's more about, tingin ko, hindi pa talaga sila nakaka-craft ng strategy. Hindi pa talaga sila nakaka-craft ng political narrative. Kaya ganun yung kanyang speech. Ganun yung kanyang non-event na resignation. No? Parang non-event eh. Tapos sabi nga ni Mark, meron pang 30 days na transition. Parang, parang what was that? What was that about? No?
Wait na tayo. Pero ito muna gagawin natin, mag-shopping tayo. Pwede bang mag-holding hands muna tayo bago tayo maghiwalay? Parang ganun eh. Muna tayo bukas. Tingin ko wala pa silang nade-develop na strategy. Wala pa silang nade-develop na narrative. Yun yung kakulangan nila. Hindi ito calibrated, hindi ito malumanay, lutang.
Pero
ang tingin
ako naman
ang tingin ko hindi sila ganun kagaling.
Lutang nga. Mark.
Ako naman, yung sa strategy ni VP Sara, sa ngayon tinitignan ko is just to survive eh. Kasi ang feeling nila kung makasurvive si Sara na wala masyadong damage hanggang 2028, kayang ipanalo eh. Kumbaga, less talk, less mistake, don't rock the boat too much, basta dire-diretso lang tayo. Pero ang iniisip ko, in terms of the timing, July siya mawawala ng DepEd, yung iniisip ko, will she be the one to lead yung senatorial slate ng Maysug? Kasama sila Aimee, kasama sila. So yun ang what role will she play in forming yung itong senatorial slate na ito na lumalabas oppose sa admin ni Marcos. So yun yung nakikita ko kasi kung July, August, September, October. So pag filing ng mga kandidato, si Sara mas makakatutok doon sa mga tatakbong senador na masasabi niya sa kanya talaga na sila yung ano. So yun.
We'll talk a little bit about
ang problema, Mark, parang halimbawa si Aimee naglabas ng statement na hindi niya iiwanan si Sara. 'Di ba? Sabi niya, no, she will stick with Sara. Pero at the same time, nag-negotiate si Aimee at yung Nationalista Party kung saan siya ay miyembro na maging bahagi ng administration slate. Actually, yung Nationalista, ang pinakamalaki ang nine-negotiate ng mga dami ng senador sa slate. Alam ko, mga 5 yung kanilang nine-negotiate. Right. Including Aimee, including Pia, including Juan Villar, plus 2 more. No? So malalagay sa spot si Aimee. Nasaan ba siya talaga?
You mean Manny?
No? Manny or Camille. The daughter, si Camille. Pinagpapasyahan pa eh. Oh. One of them will be running.
Ingat sa biyahe.
No? Juan Villar will be running. Hindi pa final kung si Manny yan o si Camille.
Dapat may kota na dalawang Villar parade sa
Tapos meron kang Pia Cayetano na nationalista rin. Meron kang Ariel Querubin na nationalista rin. So there are 4 to 5 na nine-negotiate yung nationalista. Alam ko yung Lakas NUCD may nine-negotiate na 2 hanggang 3. Ang NUP ay hindi ko sigurado kung sino ang ine-negotiate. Ang NPC, dalawa ang nine-negotiate. Tapos meron ka pang macho group na winnable, no? Si Tito Soto, si Lito Lapid, si Ping Lacson at saka si Gringo. Tapos meron ka pang isang Pacquiao. Meron ka pang isang Pacquiao na alam ko pasok na. At meron kang isang Francis Tolentino na tumatalo na away from the PDP laban. Tapos may dalawa ka pang Tulfo. Tapos meron ka pang Abalos na nagbabalak din. So, yan yung nangyayari. Walang maiiwan sa mga Duterte slate. Ang maiiwan doon si Philip Salvador, si Bongo at saka si Bato, no? Tapos baka si Harry Roque at saka si Panelo pangdagdag.
Vic Rodriguez.
No? Si Willie kasi hindi natutuloy.
Hindi na.
No? Si Isko at saka si Willie Ong, sigurado hindi yan pupunta kay Digong, no? If ever pupunta yan sa administration, di ba? So, wala akong nakikita na sasama.
Si Willie Ong baka bukas dun sa kabila.
I doubt it. Pero ba't ka tatakbo, lalo na kung wala ka naman sa top 12, ba't ka tatakbo nang hindi kasama sa administration? No? Yung hindi ka nakakasama sa top 12, ang hirap na eh. Tapos hindi ka pa kasama sa administration. Malabo 'yon, no? Malabo 'yon. Kaya nga si Bongo ay nagka-calculate ng kaunti Hindi siya tingin ko talaga namang si Bongo Committee on Silence. Hindi naman talaga nagsasalita yan. Pero tingin ko lalo siyang tumatahimik dahil kinakabahan siya na baka siya puntiryahin ng administrasyon. Sa ngayon nasa top 3, top 4 siya.
Medyo sigurado siya eh. Ganda na.
Kaya hindi siya, kaya yun yung context ng pagbanat sa kanya ni Baste. Magsalita ka naman, bumanat ka naman.
Yeah.
Yun naman ang sagot ni Bongo. Hindi, ang panahon ko ngayon ay pagseserbisyo. What does that mean? No? What does that mean? Na ako ay nagseserbisyo ngayon. Ibig sabihin, yung pagdepensa niya kay Digong, hindi pagserbisyo. Ibig sabihin, yung pagserbisyo ay pagdikit sa administrasyon. Yung bang ibig sabihin niya?
Right, no? Right. Ronald, Mark, last point on this before closing. I mean, by the way, ang tanong ka lang, Ronald, kung Committee on Silence yung isa, ano yung committee ni Bato?
Committee on Crying.
Drama, School of Drama. Okay. I think before we end this, let me ask the last question. Ang nakikita kong top contender to be the next DepEd Secretary ay yung teacher Rubilin ni Mayor but on a serious note, Ronald and Mark, who do you think should be the next DepEd Secretary? I mean, not person per se, but in terms of anong dapat attributes? Is this the time for another grand coalition? Isang dating dilaw, dating pink na may PhD or El Profesor katulad ni Ronald? Or should be this one someone completely technocratic given sobrang messy yung situation sa DepEd natin ngayon? What do you think makes sense for Mark?
Baka all of the above, no? Yung merong background sa education, no? Merong technocratic experience, hindi identified sa isang political tendency lang. For now, yung nakikita kong ganyan, yung mga tipong Shelo Magno. Diba?
Ako naman, syempre ako medyo biased ako. Kasi ako yung sa type ng leadership na gusto ko yung maingay eh. Gusto ko yung every move kitang-kita yung ginagawa, yung attention. So, ang unang choice ko, although alam ko di ko sure kung anong plano niya, si Yorme Isko, something na ganung level. Kung hindi si Yorme Isko, ang isa medyo biased din ako kasi nakasama ko nung huling election, someone like Carl Balita. Okay, so yun yung
makes sense, Carl. Yeah, of course. That makes sense.
Ganda yun. Educator talaga.
Sino?
Yung sa review center.
Okay.
Si Carl Balita. Someone who is well-versed dun sa educational din. So, and ako yun, medyo biased ako pero yun yung mga choice ko if ever ako yung tatanungin for DepEd.
Interesting. Well, I don't know about Chelo Magno. Didn't she resign from Department of Finance of Marcos just to join as a secretary sa kabilang? I don't know about that, but I'm sure there are many people we don't know their name or hindi sikat or medyo nawala sa pag-iisip natin. But I'm sure they tick the boxes. And I think this is a good chance for Marcos to also bolster his cabinet and make something less political. I mean, to begin with, many are asking, bakit si Sara ba talagang binigyan ng DepEd education? When obviously, no offense to her, I don't think that's really her strongest suit, if any. But let's close on that because the next episode, gusto naman natin pag-usapan a little bit, let's go the bigger picture. I mean, are the Tulfos the biggest winner of the marginalization of Duterte's? Particularly, is Rafi Tulfo now the unquestionable frontrunner for 2028? Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Okay, guys. We just had a historic day kung saan hindi ako nagsalita masyado sa isang episode. In fairness, maganda pa rin. So, I'm beginning to question, joke lang. Going back to this, guys, so in the previous episode, pinag-usapan natin Leni Robredo running as a mayor, and we look at the pros and cons, and I really appreciate interventions by Attorney Mark and El Professor Ronald dito sa ano yung mga fault lines, ano yung mga challenges. But let me throw this in. From what I'm hearing, and Ronald and Mark, correct me, yung sinasabi natin na a potential tandem between Riza Ontiveros and Tulfo could not be crazy after all. That tandem actually could make sense, especially after what's happening with the Dutertes, which we'll discuss in a separate episode. But at the same time, Leni running as a mayor and most likely doing very well as a mayor of Naga will also, I don't know, is it possible for both Riza and Leni to rise in the next 3 to 4 years to set them up for 2028? Maybe Riza as VP and Leni as president. I mean, do you get what I'm saying? Like, advance ako mag-isip, pero these are things that I'm seeing coming. I mean, after all, marami tayong inisip na nangyari na ngayon, di ba? Including Sara getting out of the cabinet, we'll discuss in the next episode. I want to ask first, Mark, about this. Can you see, for the lack of better term, a kind of a symbiotic rise of both Riza and Leni in the coming years as things stand? Kung saan each of them, they will shine in their own ways and bahala na kung gusto tumakbong presidente sa your VP. Or there could potentially be overshadowing situation considering Leni is really a national brand. Si Riza, she's still building it pa nga eh. I mean, for all the great things Riza is doing, hindi pa rin siya Leni level eh. So what, again, I'm sorry to folks from kakamping, baka sasabihin na, ito naman si Richard, nag-echosera, etc. But I'm just being realistic here because nakita ko yung tendency sa Pilipinas na isa lang sinasanto parati. When in fact, what we need is a movement of great leaders. So ako personally, I want all of them to shine sabay-sabay. But I just want to